What's going on, guys? It's Wafers, and welcome back to the Newport County Road to Glory Career Mode. It's episode 16, and today we're going to be finishing up September and heading into the first game of October. We are also going to be playing against our first Premier League club in this episode. We're going to be going up against Leicester City in the third round of the Carabao Cup. So that one's going to be pretty exciting. Can't wait for that one. But before we get into that, we have to play some League One games. The first one, we are hosting Leyton Orient at the Rodney Parade, a club that came up with us from League Two last year, and now in League One. They won the playoff promotion, and they would come forward within 10 minutes here, get a little unlucky there. Win isn't able to get the ball back after he makes the tackle, and Leyton Orient would put it into the back of the net. Jump into the second half now, and we come forward looking to get a goal, looking to equalize, and Sheehan comes bursting down this right side from his midfield role, and he's able to finish it to equalize for us at home. We're trying to keep a really good home record this year in League One, and we need to fight back in these games, especially against teams that are promoted with us. They're games that we should be able to win, since we handled them with ease last season. Just a couple minutes before the end of the game here, and we come forward looking for our go-ahead goal, and Aziz is able to feed Telford, who puts that one past the keeper and gives us a 2-1 advantage over Leyton Orient, gives us the lead, and we were able to hold on. We pick up a 2-1 win at home and secure the 3 points, which is nice to see. In the next game, we're going to be heading to Gillingham, also in League One. And, with this one, we're heading away from home. These ones are usually a little bit tougher, but we were able to get it started again in the first half within 20 minutes off a corner. Bennett is going to whip this one in, and Wynn is waiting there. He's able to head it into the back of the net to put us up 1-0. We haven't really been able to have a lot of success from corners this year. And, last year we had a little bit of a streak where we were able to find some success from corners, mainly from Wynn and Lewis. But this season, we really haven't been able to get them going off the corner. So I was really happy to see that corner goal go in. And just a couple minutes later in the first half, still we were able to double our advantage through Moss. Bennett lays that one off, and Moss finishes it from his left wing position. Into the second half now, 15 minutes before the end of the game, and Abrahams would come on and he would finish this one. Bennett slipping it through to him, and he finesses it around the keeper to give us a 3-0 advantage and put us well ahead of Gillingham. They wouldn't be able to come back at all in this one, and we pick up another win in the league and continue our hot start. So before this match against Leicester, I want to take a look at where they were in the table for the Premier League, and they're actually 2-0-4. They're down in 13th. They're out of their first 6 games. They've lost 4. They're not in good form at all, and they rotated their squad a lot for this game. I played my first team, and we came forward early. I was looking to be aggressive. I knew I wouldn't be able to sit back and just play defense the whole time because they would score. So I wanted to be aggressive. I came forward. Bennett feeds Marsh, and he puts it bottom corner. And we take a lead at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City. Just absolutely incredible scenes. Our first game against a Premier League side, and we take an early advantage. Into the second half now, about 12 minutes after the restart, and Telford would feed Bennett, who gets past Fofana. He finesses it, and we're up 2-0 in the second half against a Premier League side. Just absolutely crazy. Leicester being on poor form may have helped us in this game get that early lead, but it all changed once they made a substitution at striker. They brought off Iheanacho and brought on Soa. Soa feeds Barnes there to get them back into the game. It's only 2-1, and then Soa gets put through, and he finishes it to level the match. And like I said, it really all changed. They brought off Iheanacho, and when Soa came on, he changed the game completely. They were way more threatening going forward, and we go into penalties. Last season, we had a couple penalty shootouts, and we were able to do pretty well. But this one, there's a lot more pressure. Obviously, we are at the King Power Stadium, at a Premier League stadium, and Telford does not give us a good start. He misses our first penalty. Luckily, Madison would chip this one over, and Madison was one of the few players from their starting squad that actually played this game. Madison, Barnes were two of the main players that started in this game. Most of the other players were backup players, and I think that really allowed us to stay in the game in normal time. We were able to exploit some of those backup players and take advantage of that in our first two goals. Obviously, they were able to equalize, but heading into this penalty shootout, I knew this was really our best chance. The momentum at the end of the game, if we had gone into extra time, they probably would have scored. So having it go into penalties was actually pretty good. You can see Soa there puts away his penalty brilliantly. As I said, changed the game, was a really good player. And that means that Haynes has to score. If Haynes doesn't score, we get eliminated from the Carabao Cup. Thinking about where to go here, I decided that I was going to go right, try to go high, and we end up powering this one up. Haynes does send the keeper the wrong way, and we send it into sudden death. Now in sudden death, they would put the first penalty past, and that means that Risky now has to score in order to keep our penalty shootout dream alive. Risky steps up, and he's going to go for the bottom left corner, and the keeper doesn't move. It was a really bad penalty, really close to the middle of the net. But then Townsend comes up with an incredible save on a Martes penalty. Just a great diving save on that one. And now Lewis has the chance to win the game at the King Power. He sends the keeper the wrong way, and we have beaten Leicester City. In the Carabao Cup, we beat the first Premier League team we face in this career mode, a League One side, going to the King Power. Take a look at it again. Lewis, bottom left corner, and we take down Leicester City in the Carabao Cup, 5-4 on penalties. We're moving on to the fourth round. Just an incredible game there. I was just hoping to have a good showing against Leicester, since they were, they're a Premier League side and they're a pretty decent one. I think we sort of got lucky in terms of the fact that they're off to a really bad start, and their poor form continued. They played a lot of backup players, and that poor form just allowed us to, get an advantage. And although we conceded a couple goals later on, we were able to win in the penalty shootout. Pretty lucky, but I'll take it, and it's a big win. We knock off a Premier League side in the cup, which is awesome to see. We would take the lead in this Fleetwood Town game, and then we would double our lead in the 89th minute. Abrahams finishes that one with his left foot across goal, and then dives into the boards behind the net, just sort of going through those. But we would pick up another win in the league, as I started a mostly rotated side because of fitness issues. We see here that we have two players actually getting called up to the Wales team. Tom King, our backup goalkeeper, and Broadhead, our backup left wing. So that's good to see. Not any of our youth players getting called up yet, but it's good to see that some of our players getting called up to the Wales team. We go here and we end up converting Lee Jenkins to a striker. He finished his training, and so we go and convert him, and he jumps all the way from a 50 to a 62. His potential range looks really nice so far. I'm going to leave him in the academy, I think, for a little while, just so he can grow a little bit, but I probably will call him up before the end of the season, probably before the January transfer window. I think I'll end up calling him up, and then we'll either try to play him. The thing is, we have Abrahams as a backup striker, and he's really good, so I'm not sure how much time Lee Jenkins would get. Depends on his potential, if he would start ahead of Abrahams. But if he would not get a lot of playing time, then I would loan him out to make sure that he doesn't lose his development. And so I'll definitely call him up before the January transfer window, see how he is, see what his potential is, and then if it's not so good, we will loan him out. But into our final game for this episode, we go up against Lincoln City, and Marsh with another rocket. Whenever he scores goals, they seem to be just incredibly powerful shots. The one against Leicester was low and powerful. This one's high and powerful. He puts us up 1-0 against Lincoln City, who coming into this game were in third place. So we're a challenging game for this one against a League One side. Sheehan here would put through Telford to double our advantage over Lincoln City. They did give me some issues. It was a tough game, but we were able to attack well. I like being aggressive in these games. I like going on the attack and not trying to just wait out and defend. And we end up winning this one 2-0. So a really good start to the season. Through 12 games, you can see we have 10 wins and 2 draws. Another really hot start. We started off League 2 really hot, really built up an advantage, and we're trying to do the same in League 1. Barnsley is keeping it close, though. They're only 3 points behind us, which, it's a lot more competitive than League 2. There's a lot better sides in League 1, so we'll have to see how it shakes out and how we can continue, hopefully continue this run of form. But that's going to be it for this episode of the Newport County Road to Glory. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to drop a like on the video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you guys soon for a new episode.